Them, as you said, I try to warn the people in the Netherlands and maybe even abroad in Western societies about the actual danger that Islam brings to our society and to our freedom.
Do you believe that a moderate or democratic Islam can exist?
No, I don't believe in it. I think there is no European Islam, there is no moderate Islam. Islam is, as I see it, a fascist ideology full of hatred, submission, and anything else that we should fight against. However, I make a distinction between the ideology, I believe Islam is more an ideology than a religion, and the people. There are, of course, people, Muslims. I have nothing against Muslims who are not terrorists, who are the majority of the Muslims in my country are law-abiding people, are not terrorists at all.
I've heard you call Islamic culture retarded.
It is a culture of backwardness, of retardedness, of barbarism.
You've been called a racist. Do you believe in the superiority of whites?
No, of course not. I'm not a racist. I'm not even in contact with countries like, parties like the British National Party who believe in black and white. I'm a Democrat, full stop.
In your speech to the Parliament a few days ago, you referred to Muslim colonists. What did you mean?
Well, people that are coming to the Netherlands to stir up problems, or who are in the Netherlands, sometimes they are even born in the Netherlands, the younger generation, and their parents or their grandparents were born here. They are not here to integrate, but to dominate. And they don't give them, excuse my words, for all the criticism and all the culture that we have in the Netherlands today. That's why I call them colonists. There are people living here from Morocco for 30 years who don't speak one word of Dutch.
So you see Islam growing, you see a government that you believe doesn't care enough. Where is the Netherlands headed on this issue?
The biggest problem we face today is that the dominant political culture is one of cultural relativism. Most of the political elite and political parties really do believe in cultural relativism, really do believe that all cultures are equal. Whereas I believe they are not equal. I believe the Christian and the Judaism culture is far better, and I'm not ashamed to say it. And I'm not a racist to say that the Christian culture is a better one than the Islamic culture. There's an enormous gap between the political elite and the vox populi. And they see that our country is changing. They see in their streets, in their neighborhoods, in their cities, in their villages, they see that it's often not the Netherlands anymore. They feel that they live in little Morocco or little Turkey. We have an Islamic intifada today. I'm not exaggerating. In many, many cities and villages of the Netherlands, this is the problem. And the government looks in the other direction and ignores it, puts it under the carpet, all the problems.
Are you tired of living with a death threat over your head?
Well, not tired, but sometimes, not sometimes. I wish I didn't have it. And I'm not exaggerating if I say that I lost my freedom. I mean, I lived in prison cells for half a year, in army barracks. I moved to places. My life changed a lot, and I can manage because people don't have to have sympathy with me, because I feel I have a mission. My mission is very strong, and I really believe in it. And I know that if we really don't get a sense of urgency and act and defend our culture, defend our freedom, that it's too late.
Well, a very bold voice. I wish there were more who were speaking out and telling the truth. He's telling the truth. Interestingly enough, he's upholding the Judeo-Christian form of government and civilization, but he himself says he's a professing atheist. So it's however it is, but he says what's happening in his country is being swept under the rug by the leaders, and I think it's here the cultural elite don't want to hear somebody tell the truth.
Well, we keep seeing government after government after government look the other way, and the term he used, that they are not here to integrate, they're here to dominate, is what you see happening in country after country. There's no question that Islam intends world domination, that according to the Quran, you're either in the Dar al-Islam, you're in the land of submission, or you're in the land of war. Everybody who is not submitted to Islam is at war with Islam. That's the fundamental teaching. And it was enforced by the sword at the time of Muhammad and subsequent generations. They have overrun Christian countries with the sword.
Now they're trying to do it with infiltration, but nevertheless, that's the plan. And he says they're not about to integrate into Dutch society. They're not. They want to take it over. Same thing in Britain. Well, While England Slept was the title of a well-known book some years ago, and we'll see whether Europe is asleep and whether America is asleep. But in the middle of this financial crisis, we've got this other